Hello everyone and welcome back to Klonoa 2. So we have lost all of the fancy marbles and we need to go see the High Priestess to tell her stuff we don't really need.
We need to get our marbles back. We lost all of our marbles.
Yes. In this fantasy land that makes no sense, we need to get our marbles back.
Yeah, actually, we're trying to make... So basically, we're trying to make everything sensible. We're trying to make it make sense.
Okay.
This is a big exposition dump, everybody. If you're interested in the lore of Klonoa.
A priestess named Leo. Okay.
So as you
That
can
seems
see
like-
from this flashback, she has been standing there for the last 40 years.
You can tell it's a flashback because it's in sepia tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's in Mexico.
I'm gonna say Leo and its potential derivatives would not have been a naming scheme that I would have personally gone for to name a priestess character.
What would you have gone
But,
for?
I don't know, something that feels less Tekken or Street Fighter.
It's Priestess Jin Kazama. So there you go. There's a flashback.
That was fast.
There was
Didn't even have to load in another area.
No.
That's some game design efficiency.
Yeah, there was
right
nothing they could do. It's not like they could have just told her to stop walking out of the building or run after her. There was nothing they could do.
Just, temporarily set all the models on screen to invisible and load in a sepia tone filter.
Yeah, it's very clever. Very clever, actually. Yeah.
Well, when the when the flashback fades back out, it doesn't even change camera angles at the end.
Well, there you go. Which then I think makes it unintentionally funny when it looks like that the priestess has just been standing in the same location for however long that flashback was ago.
Suddenly I'm getting flashbacks to the scene in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children where Kadaj and crew have stolen all of Cloud's materia and are just wreaking havoc with it.
Do you know what? Materia, marbles, flashbacks. You're having a flashback. It's all connected. It's all coming together.
7 seconds till the end, Klonoa.
All 4 of those are correct for materia colors too. There's the green for the magic, the blue for the support, the yellow for command, and the red for summoning. Oh god, Leo's about to summon Bahamut's Sin.
We're on you. We're on to you, Tetsuya Nomura. We're on to you. What's this? Stealing from Klonoa 2? Huh? What's this?
Yeah.
He's a Time Lord, I swear. He's stealing everything.
What's with the weird giraffe-shaped tree?
Out of everything that's happened so far, that's the thing you're concerned about.
I don't know. I just couldn't unsee it the moment I saw it. But like the tree on that little island is shaped very giraffe-like.
It was actually very giraffe-y, yeah. It's like a Animal Kingdom tree at Disney World. I just realized how much that her head looks like a cake. That is definitely a cake on her head.
Oh, you mean her hat?
Yeah. Or it could be her head. I mean, you know what? It's a weird game. That could be actually her skin. That could be her skull. Oh.
What, the High Priestess is just born with the pointy hat?
It could be an entire living creature just has its eyes closed.
Yeah, who knows?
know?
Who knows? Yeah, if we've got that thing, we've got Popka. Wow, vision. Wait, how did you clear the vision without doing anything? Did we stop in the middle of a cutscene last time?
We stopped when we finished the level, but I played the
Oh, okay. All right.
cutscene. They count the level being beaten after the cutscene. It's very odd.
Ironically, if that was like, I would say, oh, that would be the easiest level to speedrun because you don't have to do anything. But actually, it's cutscenes where things get really complicated for speedrunners, don't they? So
We're playing the first level, but in the dark.
Oh, is that what this is?
With the red moon in the background, this just looks like,
Oh,
I don't know.
It's Bloodborne. It's Bloodborne.
The blood moon rises once again, Klonoa.
Yes, it does.
I was thinking like Castlevania or Bloodstained, but Bloodborne is basically just a 3D Castlevania game to begin with, so.
More or less.
I mean, functionally, yeah.
That was a good jump. Well done.
What the heck?
That's actually quite a neat mechanic there, you know, like, you missed it, but it can bounce you up, and as long as you can hover back to the platform you jump from, you're okay. I quite like that.
Huh. So...
Are you running out of things to mention now?
No, I was trying to I was trying to get to make sure I wasn't crossing my wires, because I was like, wait, did PS2 games have these kind of lighting systems? And I'm like, wait.
Oh, yeah.
They must have, because Silent Hill did one, and that was on PS1. So I'm like,
yeah. And like MGS2 made a massive deal about it, and that was like, what, 2001, and this was 2001 as well. So that makes sense, I guess.
It's a very basic lighting system.
But it looks cool though. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much it like, did they upgrade the lighting at all in this remaster, or did it look like this on original hardware?
I'm gonna go and have a look. Klonoa 2 Dark First Level PS2. I don't know. What's the name of this level?
I don't remember.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Oh no. I can't find it, guys. I'm not a real gamer. Oh, what's this? Oh no, that's a HD screenshot. Okay. Yeah, I can't find it. I
remember it looking very similar, because I do have this game on PS2.
But then that might just be your nostalgia tricking you.
Also possible.
Yeah, I mean, when Final Fantasy IV Remake came out, my nostalgia was in overdrive, and I kept misremembering the original game as having, you know, actually good controls.
I've been going on a bit of a... I noticed... I think you guys must... Well, you might have already known about this before, but I've only just seen / realised with all these Twitter posts about the differences between upscaling and using CRT TVs with retro games. Because out of how CRTs were designed, they were actually designed to kind of blend the pixels together and make it look more realistic. And then when you upscale it, it kind of sharpens everything and takes the effect away. So... I saw the differences on, like, Final Fantasy VII character bio pictures and stuff like that. I was like, oh my god, I need to get a CRT back. And then that also means I can use light guns again. So I went on eBay, and I managed to find this 29-inch CRT. And I was like, yeah! So I'm very happy about that. I haven't set it up yet, though.
That's a pretty big CRT to just find nowadays.
Yeah,
so.
it's a 4:3 ratio one as well, because the widescreen ones they got really big. I think they got to, like... in the mid-30s, but to get a 4:3 ratio, like, curved screen one that works with light guns, yeah, they're very, very difficult to find. And yeah, got a huge ass. It's in my office right now, and it weighs a ton. It is the heaviest TV. It's heavier than the one I've got in my living room right now. It's insane.
Just make sure you don't let your modern televisions lull you into bad habits, because image retention is a thing with old CRTs.
Oh, as in when you, like, leave it on the screen for too long and all that stuff.
Yeah,
burn
one of my old TVs, one of my old TVs developed this big ugly blotch of green up in the like upper right corner that made it impossible to enjoy anything on the damn thing.
No way. That's that. What the big green in the corner? Were you watching a lot of National Geographic?
No, it didn't really have anything to do with anything that we were watching. I don't even think it was image retention. I think the damn thing was just old.
Yeah.
That TV was a TV that I pulled out of someone's garbage at the curb to begin with, so I have no idea how much use it saw before I got it.
Okay.
It was still working fine when I started using it, but after a few years,
Yeah. I remember the worst TV I ever had for burning was this plasma TV I had when plasma versus LCD was still the thing. And yeah, I had a plasma TV, and it did have deeper colors, and it did look better, but if you left a pause screen on for longer than like 15 minutes, then it burned the hell in. And you could turn that TV off, and it would still be burned in.
Oof.
Yeah, plasma was really, really temperamental, let's just say. And then after a while it would get old, and then it would start like all the pixels would start flashing green and red, and then so LCD was like, oh yeah, it's reliable technology, it just doesn't have as deeper colors, and plasma had better viewing angles and everything, but it also had all those problems. So yeah,
I see. I've never had a plasma TV. I didn't even know what the difference was.
I don't know what the difference was exactly, but it was essentially like, it was kind of I know, do you know what, I'm not even going to say because I'm probably completely wrong, but I think it's like a precursor to like OLED technology, where it's like pixels are lit up individually rather than like lit up from the back of the screen or the side of the screen like LCD kind of was. I don't know, I have no idea, but all I do know is that it was deeper colors and it looked really good when it worked, but it didn't last very long.
When it worked,
and it got really hot as well.
I would imagine if it's actual plasma in there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was actual plasma. You know what? I'm on the internet. Why the hell not? What was in plasma TV? It was
Plasma.
It doesn't say. Oh no, containing plasma. Yeah, there you go. Ionized gas that responds to electric fields. Christ. We had an atom bomb in our living room. What the fuck?
Well then.
So there you go, guys. Do you either of you remember when your HD TV cherry popped and what popped it? Like, what caused you to finally make the transition?
Oh, I just got a bonus when I was working at Walmart back in the day. So I'm like, I'll get a new TV because I don't have a widescreen yet, but all of my games are on like Xbox fucking 360, and I can't read shit on this old CRT. Of course, I was also still playing PS2 games at the time, and that was when I discovered that a lot of them don't upscale very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least without the proper technology, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think upscalers for PS2 existed that early on.
Oh god, no. Not even Dazzle existed back then.
But what I mean is, like, the TV that I had like component input, yeah. So, and it was only 720, so the scaling wasn't that awful.
Yeah.
But there are some PS2 games that just look ugly on flat screen.
Yeah.
Like, for example, for some reason, Final Fantasy XII plays at this really jaggy looking resolution, even though Final Fantasy X looks fine.
Yeah. I remember having a lot of problems with the original Xbox with widescreen TVs, but with CRTs I had no problem at all.
The original Xbox is actually better about that than the PS2 was, though. Not all games took advantage of it, but it did have progressive output and genuine widescreen. I think it was the only system in its generation to have those things.
In which case, that was probably me being a stupid kid that had no idea what any of that stuff meant, so, yeah. Like, I was... there's a couple of PS2 and GameCube games in PAL region. I think Sonic Heroes is one of them. And we played a lot of Sonic Heroes back in the day, and every time it started up, it gave you an option of what hertz display to use, and it was either 25, 50, or 60. I don't know how they were going to do 60 on a 50 hertz TV, but I think it might have just been something to do with frame rate, I'm not sure, but every single time I just went with the default, which was like either 25 or 50, because I thought the higher numbers were too complicated. It's like, I don't want to break my telly, I don't want to do it. So I just played most of my games really choppily for most of my life because I had no idea what I was doing.
I'm trying to think back.
I remember actually the very moment I remember when I was like, okay, we need at least a widescreen TV, and that was Metal Gear Solid 4, not because we couldn't fit, because the PS3 did have a 4:3 aspect ratio mode, but the problem was, yeah, like you said, the text was too small, and like you had the L2, you had the L2 and R2 like weapon and item switching menus on Metal Gear Solid 4, and you just couldn't read shit. It was so tiny on the text, and it was like, why? And I just thought it was like the game was broken, and then it turned out, oh no, it's because I'm playing it on like a 15-inch CRT TV. That's probably my fault. I don't know.
I can imagine Metal Gear Solid 4 looking pretty damn close to photorealistic on a CRT, though.
It did look amazing, but you just couldn't read anything. which is kind of a big problem.
All right, so... Oh, no.
Oh, look, there's no water anymore.
Nope, now it's Sandslide.
Hey.
Pandemonium flashbacks. Help.
This is actually kind of pandemonium-y music as well.
So it's like Pandemonium had a couple levels that were like sort of slides. Well, it's a good thing the hitboxes on these boulders are smaller than the boulders themselves.
Good save.
Oh, nice save.
Good save.
Nice save.
Gotta do a trick on the way down, though.
Now you're just showing off.
Yep.
Look at you go.
This really does look like the Pandemonium sliding levels.
Thankfully, I don't have to care about the gems. I'm just getting all the puppet pieces.
Yeah, you're clever, unlike me.
At least there isn't some wacky hidden pinball level that you get when you grab all the gems.
I would have been all right with that. I like pinball.
Well, it's fine until you decide to try to do it in every level, at which point suddenly it becomes an exercise in tedium.
Mm-hmm.
Pandemonium had a bonus level when you got 100% collectible pickup in any given level. And then once you were in the bonus level, your goal was to get all of the gem pickups in the bonus level. Oh no.
Don't worry, we start right here.
That was very Knuckles of you just then.
What's with the frickin' Star Wars Sarlacc pits? Like, what the
They're just
hell?
holes in the ground.
Keep expecting Boba Fett to pop out of one of these. Jesus.
How did Boba Fett become such an iconic character? How did that happen?
I mean, partly it was his cool design and the fact that he apparently
cool.
had a reputation, but also there were just stories and stuff written about him afterward in the expanded universe.
Yeah, I suppose it's just like in the films, it's just like he stood around, didn't say anything, flew into the side of a big metal screen, and then got eaten by a big sand cooch. Like, what's the big deal exactly?
I remember in the old Galaxy of Fear novels, which were like these schoolyard book order books that you can't even get on Amazon right now, Boba Fett made an appearance in one of the early volumes, and the scene sort of played up his mystery. Like, the characters weren't allowed to see what was under his helmet, so he had to have them turn around when he took his helmet off, and they were, from what I understand, scared so shitless of him that they just complied. But it was basically a scene where he had his helmet off behind the character's back.
Right.
And
I don't know why anyone would be intimidated by that, but yeah.
It was a kid's book. I read it when I was like 5. Okay?
Oh no, I was talking about I was talking about the characters. I thought did you mean you or the characters in the story that were intimidated? Oh right. Oh yeah, if you're a kid, you're a kid. You're you'd find like Under the Sofa scary. I'm just saying, like, if the characters in the Star Wars universe were scared of that thing, and all he managed to do was fly flat on his face into the side of a big giant spaceship and then fall and get eaten. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I thought he was a kind of a joke character. I thought that was his whole intention, and then he ended up being cool suddenly.
Well, he was introduced in The Empire Strikes Back as well, so there's that. Return of the Jedi was just George Lucas deciding, oh, we're making a movie for kids, so it should be funny.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah. But, like, the bottom line is, he was just a mysterious bounty hunter character, and that's an inherently cool thing. So people latched onto that, and the expanded universe played it up.
And that is why Klonoa 2.
Yes.
Indeed.